Welcome to the Countdown to Christ Advent tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to go ahead and make your kit. So in the Advent kit, what you should have is your 3 sheets of A4 transfers, and then you'll also have the bag in here that has all of your ornaments, as well as your storage bag and your precision transfer tool. So I have everything already unpacked here, and some of it I've kind of started a little bit because this whole process is a little bit repetitive. We're going to be doing the same thing again and again, and there's a couple different ways that you can do this Advent. You can do it so that you make an ornament each day and then hang it up, or you can do it so that you have them all made and then you can string them or put them on your tree, and then you can go and turn them over each day. So what we have in the sheets here is we have the image and the corresponding verse to each day of the Advent. So the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to prepare our little rounds here. So again, I have a few of these already made up because it's the same process again and again. But there's a couple different ways you can do your bases. You could paint your bases. You could paint the bases all white. You can just do the tip of the bases, and you could do them in black, you can do them in a red, you can do them, in any Christmas color you want, or you can do them in a gold or a silver. What I chose to do is I have this 18 karat gold leafing pen, and so that's what I chose to do for the top of mine. And so I'm going to show you how to do that now. The other things that you're going to need is a pair of scissors. You're going to need some jute or ribbon or twine, whatever you want to use to hang the ornament. Or you can actually, if you don't want to hang them with anything, you could just put your hook right in the top of it here. You don't have to have any string either, but I'm going to have some jute. And then the other thing that is optional, but it does speed up the process a little bit, is to have a heat gun. So I do have a heat gun here, and that's just to speed up the process of it adhering. And it also depends on, the temperature and the humidity of where you're at on how fast, it'll stick to it. But the first thing that I did is I just went through, and on these, I'm going to go ahead and remove this camera so you can have a better picture of what I'm doing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I just use the angles that the ornament naturally had. And it just came in here and I just colored this part here. And so this has a flat tip. So I just went through here and I colored the front. And then you're going to want to turn around and do the same thing on the back side, since we will be flipping the ornament over. So when I was getting all these ready, I just kind of lined them all out, and I did one side, and then I just turned around and did the other side and let them dry. So I'll kind of just hold that up for you so you can just kind of see. We just got a little bit of that tip done on both sides, and then you can do all of them, and then what you'll get is I have all of these already ready here. So once we have that, the next thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to cut our transfers. So the way that these work is under each image, you have the verse that goes with that particular image, and then on the bottom ones, the verse is next to it. So what I did to keep it so I didn't get anything confused, and I actually cut these together just in little strips. So I'm going to keep 12 together and 11 together, and then I'll just go through here. We'll keep 10 together. So this way, when you're working on them, you don't get confused as to which image goes with which verse. So then once you have those ready, you can kind of pile them to the side here, and then we can start working. So the easiest thing to do is to go ahead and, when you're ready to work on that particular ornament, go ahead and separate the verse and the image. And then we're going to take it off, and you just want to make sure that you're touching anywhere where there isn't the actual image, okay? Because if we touch this part, it's going to stick to us. So from here, you're just going to want to take and center your image where you want it. Again, if you have painted these surfaces, you can go ahead, you'll want them to be completely dry. And then you just use your precision transfer tool, and we're going to go in here and we're just going to rub this in. And this is going to help it adhere to the wood. Now these aren't too hard when we get to the image part to get them attached. But if in the event that it is sticking or it's not coming off very easily, then what you can do is you can take your heat gun and just go over it a little bit, just warm it up. And what I was doing is was waiting to see where the plastic here was just curling just a little bit, and then going over it just again. Because it does depend, if you're in like a colder climate, it might not want to adhesive like stick as well. All right, so we'll get that down, and then from there, you're just gonna pull it off. If you feel any resistance at all, then just go back over with your transfer tool to make sure that it's down. And you just don't want to pull it off before it's ready. So here we've got the front, and now we're going to want to go ahead and we're going to want to put the verse on the back. So same thing, we're going to pull it off. I'm going to make sure I don't touch any of the words because I don't want them to stick to me. And then when I was doing the verses, what I was doing is, because you could put them all in the middle, but you'll notice like each of the verses are different lengths, so that number is going to end up in some random spot. So what I was doing is just centering the number kind of in the same spot on each one. So I was just kind of lining it up with this middle dot, and then making sure that it was straight all the way across. And then I'm going to come in here and work my precision transfer tool. Now the transfers do come with this tool, which you can work this one as well. I just find when I like really getting in there with the transfer tool to really make sure that it's stuck, especially when we come to these letters, because we don't want to lose any of the letters when we're peeling up. So as we stick them on there, we're just gonna peel and pull back at the same time very gently. But again, I'm just making sure that the letters are staying down. They're not coming back up with the sheet. If you go too fast, they might want to come back up with the sheet, and then it's going to be hard to get it back down exactly where it needs to go in the sheet or in the verse there. So just don't work with this too much. So again, I did that one without the heat gun, so totally can be done without the heat gun. I just was using the heat gun to make the process go a little bit quicker. So there we go. We have the image of the 7th day of the countdown, and then we have the verse. So again, you can use these as a countdown, so you can lay all the verses up, and then you can like turn them over as the countdown, as you count down to Christ, however you hang them, whether you hang them on a wall, like strung out, and I'll kind of show you what that could look like, or whether you hang them on the tree. Or you could keep them all in a pile, and then when you get to the day, you read the verse, and then the child or yourself, you can go hang this on the wall or hang this on a tree. So it really depends on how you want to do it. But let's go ahead and do another one. So we're going to cut these. I'm just going to cut the image again, pull it off, center it where I want, and then come through and use my precision transfer tool and make sure that I have it and stuck on there real well. So again, you're just going to keep going over it. And these ones that are a full graphic are way easier to take off than the ones where each of these little letters are individual stickers. I just love working with the rub-on transfers because they're so simple. So I'll kind of put that easy up there for you to see. So you can see like each one of those letters is an individual sticker. So that's why we really have to make sure that it's on there. So again, I'm just lining up the number with that middle dot here. and then going in and working the words down. So once we've gone over it pretty well, we're going to come in and again, I'm going to pull back as I'm working down. You do want to put some elbow grease in there, really work these in so that you don't lose any of the letters. All right, so there we have number 8. So we'll do one more and then I'll go to the next step for those of you that want to do the strings. Again, we'll just put Mary on here. So you're just working to center. I pretty much just try and center everything with that center circle there, or the center of the top of the ornament. This is such a great project that you could do as a family. You could do with the grandkids. It would be fun to do like Thanksgiving because you have multiple transfers, multiple ornaments. There's 24 in here, so you could break them up between the different grandkids or the different people that you have over for Thanksgiving or crafting parties, or even like a fun ministry or small group activity. Okay, so this one has a lot of writing, so I'm going to go ahead and hit it with the heat gun just to speed it up a little bit. Again, what I'm looking for is the plastic to curl up a little bit. Obviously, we're not looking to catch it on fire or anything like that. We just want to give it a little help to rub in there. Also with this, don't get too crazy because I've accidentally, in going back and forth, caught the edge and ripped it up before it's ready. So don't get too crazy. Okay, so that one I did get a little nutso and my 9 started to stick, but luckily I got it back down because it could have got pushed down crooked. So I got saved there. So again, don't go too quickly on these. Sometimes these transfers are a craft of patience. And again, it's because all these letters are individual stickers. There we go. Okay, so there we have that one. All right, so the next thing that you're gonna wanna do, if you want to have string, let me just get these out of the way here. These are just all our little scraps. We don't need those. So if you want to do string, I just have a big old roll of jute. So I just cut it from here anytime I need them. But I did 9 inches is what the length of mine are. About 9 inches. And that's going to give you, I'll show you one of these that is done. That's going to give you a loop that's about, what is this? Just under 3 inches once all the knots are tied. So if that's a good length for you, 9 inches is what I used. So all I did was fold over the string and then I took it in through the front. So if you put them in through the front, leave this loop, and then that's going to allow you to just loop it through. You don't have to loop. Obviously you can just go one through it, but I did do a loop. This is because you've got 3 holes here. You don't want to be yanking on this super hard and snap this piece off. So don't be too crazy when you pull that. Just gently pull it. And then I just tied the knot here. And there you go. Again, you could use ribbon, lace, string. You could do no jute at all. The other twine that I got was this twine. And I actually got this I just took the plastic off of it. I don't even know where it starts. Oh, right there. Okay. Let me get some of this out. Kind of what I envisioned is stringing them like on a wall, which it'll be a little bit difficult to see here, but I'm going to give you a show. I got these little clothespins, and I thought how cute. If you weren't going to do them on the tree, you could just take them and put them on the string, and you could count down that way. If like, again, if you didn't have a tree, or if you're in a smaller, oh, that clothespin is no good. Let's do another one of these. So again, we're just putting it in a loop. We're going to take it through the front and then just flip it through. Again, gently, don't snap the top of your ornament off. And pull through. So again, you could hang these. I just thought that would be cute, just to hang them up with some garland across the wall. And then as you get to them, you could either hang them this way and then flip them over as you count all the way down through the whole Advent. I'm going to bring myself back on here. So it's really that simple, and the creativity is up to you. Like I said, if you want to go ahead and paint all these bases a particular color, you could do that. You could do the tops different colors. You could do different jute. You could do different twine. You could get fancy and put bells, string bells on your jute. You could do little Christmas bows up here. I don't think I have any burlap bows or anything in here. I don't. But you could do cute little burlap bows. They can get as fancy or as simple as you want them. It was meant to be an easy project for families, a simple project, a simple Advent project that you could use to put the reason for the season back in Christmas and to celebrate Christ, and to use this to have a crafty way to count down to Christ. So I can't wait to see what yours looks like when you're done. If you want to share your creations, hung up, how you decorate them. I love seeing them on trees and all the things. Make sure on social you tag us at Christian Craft Paper, and then you can always send your images to support at Christian Craft Paper as well, or share in one of our groups. But it's that simple. So I'm going to keep working on these, and until next time, happy crafting.